Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep final mix playthrough. It is time to end Aqua's story once and for all. But before we actually go and do that, as I believe I am going to find out very shortly actually, Aqua is really close to unlocking her final finish command. And so, because of that, Magic Cow is going to be better for you. What are you doing? Oh. Okay. No. Well, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But yes, before we go into the Keyblade Graveyard proper, I am going to go and take on a few more enemies. And also, you know, I don't know whether I remember or figure out how to, you know, get Restore Barrier. But hey, as you can see, 711, I believe that is number of enemies that need defeating. So I believe that it's 1,000 in total. It might be less than that. But we are going to go and get that total up to where it needs to be, because I want that final finish command. Like, I tried to get it with all of the other, well, Terra and Ven, and I didn't succeed. So, I have gotten this close with Aqua. I'm blooming going for it. And actually the place that I'm going to go to get my final murdering on is Olympus Coliseum. Reason being, it's only got 2 rooms, and there are a lot of enemies within them. And bar the buckle bruisers, they're all pretty easy to kill off. So, just in general, this works out well for me. And at the end of it, fingers crossed, I have that finish command. It's not going to necessarily be the most useful thing in the final battles, but it looks damn cool and I damn well want it, so please, thanks, hey, thanks, bye. And I don't know whether that was technically all of the enemies there, but we can just run back and forth between them all, and that'll let us easy kills, so it's not really a problem at the end of the day. But yes, I'm very excited to be at the finale of Aqua's story, because it's a really good ending, and then we do have 2 more parts to fully close off the story of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and they are also pretty hype and pretty exciting, so that just makes me really happy. And oh, there's a lovely bit of rhythm mixer. Just like, here we go, do a little bit of that whoop as we murder our foes. Nothing can withstand the force of my rhythm mixing. So yes, what does that put us at? Oh, delightful finish command marker. Are you gonna check past me? Sort of what you came here to do. Oh, and now I'm going, you know what, let's try and get that 10 uses of Pete. Thankfully, it is just 10 summonings. It's not actually 10 finish commands with him. So what you can do is murder some enemies, very quickly pop into the D-Link, pop back out of the D-Link, and then you only have to kill like 1 or 2 enemies to get D-Link crystals, to then be able to go back into a D-Link, summon him again, get out of it, and it's a very quick way of getting this particular trophy. And I'm very glad that I thought of it, because it did make this a lot quicker in terms of the process. And it worked out quite swimmingly, because I did, in the end, get the trophy. So, success all around. And there it is. We have unlocked Teleport Spike, which, as I said, it's a really blooming awesome finish command, and I love it. It's maybe, as I said, not necessarily the most useful for taking on singular enemies, but it can be quite useful for taking them down, because what it does is you leap up into the air and smack down magic balls at your foes, which is amazingly fun. So you just launch them, and it's great and exciting, and I love it. And just in case I didn't get the chance to show it off in the final fights, we're gonna get that right now, just, you know, so you can see what Teleport Spike looks like. Looks like this. So yeah, it homes in on your enemies and can just absolutely wreck a large group if they are nearby. And I mean, just, that was just so cool, and I love it. But that does us for our cleaning up. It is now finally time to, you know, go find Terra and, you know, try to stop the destruction of the world and losing Kingdom Hearts, and, well, stop Kingdom Hearts from being formed and all that jazz. It's kind of an important thing that, you know, we've been putting off for like an hour or 2. But here we go. And once again, this cutscene is pretty much identical to what it is in... well, it is identical to what it is in every other version. Once again, I do wish that they had changed it up slightly, depending on which character you were playing as. I.e., they could have just started Aqua's version with her walking towards Terra, and then that being that, or if you were with Ven, just when he appears. But once again, as I believe I did say in the last part, well, the last time we were here, I suppose if you started the story with one of the other characters, you then sort of need to know what they know, so you can get a little bit more invested in the final act. But from a character storytelling perspective, it doesn't necessarily make as much sense. Mostly for Ven, in the sense of, obviously, he doesn't actually hear most of this conversation. So, it doesn't make sense for him to see it, but there we go.
You were right, Aqua. And so was the Master. I did need to be watched.
And yeah, Aqua's kind of has been right
but no more.
all along. Like, she's clearly the most intelligent of the Keyblade Masters, and clearly
but hate and rage.
the most sensible as well. She doesn't necessarily always make the best decisions, but I think that's also part of why I like Aqua as a character. That's why I think a lot of people like Aqua as a character, because she's good and kind, but she still will fight her corner, and she will fight to protect her friends, but she will also make the tough decisions if they need to be made. And those are all good qualities to have and in a character. And considering, you know, we have had so many heroes throughout the Kingdom Hearts series, Terra and Ven included in that, who don't necessarily always think through their actions.
Relax, man.
Like they'll just boulder
And we're gonna take care of
into a situation to be a hero and don't necessarily think about it before doing that. And while that is always fun, that's kind of your typical adventure hero type thing, it's nice to just have that change of pace with a character who thinks things through a little bit more and understands the weight of responsibility that is on their shoulders.
I'm asking you.
And obviously, as I've said many times before, I like that it is our first real female Keyblade Master who has that role, because, as I've said before, all of the previous Kingdom Hearts games, their female characters were not the best developed. Kairi spends the entire game being a kidnap victim. Naminé, in both of the games that she's in, Kairi spends a lot of time being a kidnap victim in 2 as well. Naminé, Chain of Memories, while she, you know, she's involved in everything that's taking place, she's being kidnapped and is being forced to do what she does. So there's that. And while she's a little bit more involved in terms of Kingdom Hearts 2, she's still not really... She's like there for the opening chapter of the game and then basically disappears until towards the end. So she didn't really do much. And then you've got Larxene, who's the only female member of the organisation, who is interesting, but obviously she was only in 1 game. She has, you know, since been revealed for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm quite excited for that, because Larxene is definitely one of the character highlights of Chain of Memories, even if she's not necessarily a gameplay highlight of the game. But then she's a villain character, and you kind of give or take with them. So the only other real female character we had before Aqua was Xion, and a lot of people have very complex feelings towards Xion. Mostly that she is a sort of OC fan type character, like fanficky type character, and they don't like her because of that. I have different feelings towards Xion, which I'm sure I'll discuss at some point in the near future. But she spends most of 3, 5 out of the 2 days either knocked out, well, unconscious, or crying. So not really that involved in everything that goes on. She is, but she's not. Whereas with Aqua, obviously she is there from day 1. She is involved in all the fights. She is the one who progresses the plots. She is the one who ultimately is the only one left, shall we say, as far as we're aware, at the end of this battle with Xehanort. So obviously Terra, soul taken, left as his armour stuck forever, then ends up merging with Vanitas to become the Keyblade, but manages to break it and then, you know, goes to sleep for God knows how long. the most recent that we saw of Aqua was that, you know, she got knocked out by Vanitas, but we didn't really hear much outside of that. But we get this lovely cutscene once again, and while with Ven, you know, we didn't actually get to see any of the fight, this time we get to take part in it. And it's going to be quite exciting because Aqua versus Break is delightful.
You think you two have
And it's very important that you pay attention to that change in eye colour. Very important. Not something that we necessarily realised at the time, but very, 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 very important going forward.
So this kid
in the
thinks
Kingdom
he's
Hearts
a
franchise.
full-fledged Keyblade wielder. He's got the angry look down.
Go ahead if you want to waste your time. Keep trying to drive us apart with your mind games. It'll never work. Terra will prove to you he's stronger! Aqua!
And here we go, let us take down Break. He fights pretty much identically to the way that he did when Terra fought him. But it's arguably easier here because of Aqua's barrier technique. Because whenever he shoots his attack at you, you just have to, you know, block them, doesn't matter which direction you're facing. It just makes it a lot simpler. And then obviously, you know, the whole cartwheel thing really helps. Really, you should have actual cartwheel rather than fire wheel, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But as long as you keep moving throughout this, Break really is not that much of a challenge. He's definitely one of the easier final bosses in Birth by Sleep, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, as you can see, just running about, I haven't really had to use my barrier at all. It also helps because obviously a lot of Aqua's moves that she has are they're distance based, range. That's the word I was looking for. Can't believe I'd say ranged. So really, Break doesn't have much he can do to you as long as you keep dodging and, if needs be, keep blocking.
I keep forgetting don't mess with Keyblade wielders. But you know what? That just means I made the right choice. Well, he wanted me to buy time, and I'd say he got it.
What? Ven!
Aqua! I'm asking you, as a friend, just put an end to me.
Gosh, I'm glad you're okay.
Ven! Oh, thank goodness. Ven! You're safe! Ven?
Oh! That's not Ben.
Correct. I am not Ventus. His heart has become a part of mine now. This Keyblade will open a door. One that leads to all worlds. Then, Keyblade-bearing warriors will flock here from each and every one of them to battle for the light within Kingdom Hearts. And just like the legend says, the Keyblade War will begin!
Shut up! I'm sick of your nonsense. Give Ven his heart back!
And so, with Mickey, it is time for us to defeat Vanitas, who has hold over Ven's body, and yeah, this is the point where the game doesn't hold any punches. Vanitas, as I shall dub him, dodges about a bit. He fights exactly as Vanitas has always fought, but he is very aggressive. It is helpful that you have Mickey alongside you to take a little bit of the aggro sometimes, but you just want to be very careful with how you're taking him down. Because as you can see, he can cause a lot of damage very quickly, and if you're not careful, he can screw you over. That said, things like the Seeker Mines can be very helpful, because if you get him to run into them, then obviously that's a lot of blowing up. And then if you catch him in things like that, then he can't really do much to dodge you, but that's fine. But what do you like with this bit of the fight, anyway? Actually, it might be the whole fight, is that you do have this kind of sad, ominous music, rather than the more hype stuff that the others received. And that is in part because Aqua's story does go on further than any of the others. And that is because Aqua is the best Keyblade Master. And she is awesome.
What's wrong? Giving up already?
Terra, Ven, lend me strength.
You're just wasting your energy. What?
Oh no! It's gone all haywire!
Where am I?
Aqua, you lost consciousness. Fortunately, Mickey found you and Ventus drifting in the lanes between. and brought you back to me to receive proper care. I am sorry, but there was no sign of terror.
I see. Ventus!
The boy's heart is sleeping.
When will he wake?
I could not say. It is almost as though his heart has left. Should it return, he may very well wake. Should it not, then he may sleep like this for all eternity.
No. I'll keep him safe. Until he wakes. Forever if I have to.
I will tell you what your friend needs right now. It is not your protection. He needs you to believe. You see, Ventus's heart hangs in the balance. It sleeps in the place between light and darkness. From all I can perceive, that means he will be looking for a friend, one who believes in him, to show him the way home. Just as long as you love him, then Ventus will be able to find you when he wakes. He can follow that love back to where he belongs. The realm of light.
Ah. Don't you worry, Aqua. I believe in Ben too. Gosh, he's been as good a friend to me as anybody. And if both you and me believe in him with all our hearts, then he'll have 2 lights to follow instead of 1.
3 lights. Terra.
But Terra's gone. Maybe for good.
I think I know how to find him.
And with that, Aqua's story has come to a close. She is the only member of the trio who made it out of the Battle of the Keyblade Graveyard alive, / awake, / everything. So, yes, I have to say, I love Aqua's story. It's easily my favourite of the 3 heroes, and I think that is largely down to Aqua as a character. I don't think that the entirety of the game was necessarily Willa Holland's best performance, but you can tell that as the game goes on, she gets better and better and better. And I think by the end, like, Willa Holland is absolutely killing it, and just makes me really excited. I suspect that a lot of the sort of slightly lesser line reads from earlier were issues of voice direction and also the amount of time they had to record the lines, because that can also affect things. But yeah, I think just in general, Aqua is to me the most fun character to play as. Just the bigger emphasis on magic, the cartwheel, godsend, the barrier is amazing, and just in general, it's a delight from start to finish. It's also nice because you get to have much more satisfying endings for the most part from most of the Disney worlds, and that's just really, really awesome. And while I don't think that she necessarily has the best of the final bosses, so to speak, I would say that Terra's probably got that one down in terms of most epic final boss of the trio. She does have 2 extra things on top of him, in the sense that if you manage to collect all of the Xehanort reports throughout all of the stories, with pretty much all of them being quite easy to collect, most of them are part of the story / in treasure chest, the only exception being Xehanort Report 5, which is in Terra's version of the Mirage Arena. But if you manage to get all of those, then you will unlock the final episode, and if you manage to get all of the stickers throughout the story, then that will, once you've beaten the final episode, unlock the secret episode. And, you know, since we've gotten all the Xehanort reports, and also gotten all of the stickers, that means we're going to get to see both. And they are pretty hype, I would say. So, as the glorious Hikari Kingdom Orchestral Instrumental comes to an end, it's time for us to get to see what our results are. And fingers crossed, you know, I've used Pete like 10 times. It's gonna be quite nice, please. I mean, it'll tell me if I've achieved that. I'm pretty sure I did. So yes, 9 times. For the love of God, I was 1 short. It's fine. When I go back in the post game, I'll make sure to use him 1 more time. But 85 times on Spellweaver. That's quite amazing. And 97 times using Aerial Slam, good god. It's kind of nuts. But yes, we have unlocked the final episode. So, with another saving, it is time for us to bring the story of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix to a close. Let's go.